name's Alyssa, and for as long as I can remember, I have never been satisfied with the way I look. So what did I do as a young girl who wasn't confident in her body? I started dieting at the age of 11. Now, was this diet recommended by my doctor? Did I check in with a certified dietitian on a monthly basis? No.
Wow, not a great plan. I know it sounds like a good idea, but generally doctors know nothing about proper nutrition because it's not a part of their training, and dietitians tend to be all over the place with the quality of their advice, particularly as fat acceptance has creeped into the field. So in my opinion, if you aren't navigating through major health issues and are just trying to lose weight, you're better off just doing your own research than to risk being paired with an activist dietitian who can burn years of your time leading you down the wrong path. That being said, outside of the typical morbidly obese fat acceptance advocate who definitely needs to reevaluate their food choices, there are a lot of people who have less extreme weight issues but are still having trouble getting to their ideal weight that are being harmed by fat acceptance type thinking. The animation storytime YouTuber Alyssa and her channel illymation is a perfect example of what fat activists have turned the body positivity movement into. Body positivity was initially about accepting flaws or imperfections that we can't change, but now it's being used to justify addiction, and it's helping people make excuses to not change things that are completely in their control. In this video, Perks of Being the Fat Kid, Alyssa talks about her personal struggles with weight and dieting, but from a body positivity / fat acceptance point of view. While it is easy to sympathize and care about her struggles because the first 5 minutes of the video are about bullying.
Based on how I was treated as a kid for being fat, that 3-letter word brings back so many bad memories.
So while it is easy to sympathize with her being treated poorly as a teenager, unfortunately, this video is full of tabloid-style research and bad information that will lead people into an ideology that will cause them to be okay with being obese. For example, this moment here.
According to the National Library of Medicine, about 1/2 of teenage girls and 1/4 of teenage boys have tried dieting to change the shape of their body. And of those girls, more than 1 out of 3 were actually at a healthy weight to begin with. And these numbers are wild to me.
So my first question is, what's wrong with teens trying to lose weight? 1 in 5 people between the ages of 2 and 19 in America are obese, which means they should be concerned about their health. The second part of this statement says that 33% of teen girls who try to diet are already at a healthy weight. What does a healthy weight mean? By some standards, I could be 40 pounds heavier than what people would describe as thin, and still be at a healthy weight. These girls might have wanted to diet because they were thin, and wanting to be thin does not mean you desire to be underweight like the ton of this was suggesting. So I looked up where Alyssa got the quote, to which she did not properly cite, so maybe this is the correct source. The first problem I see is that this is a sociological study from 20 years ago. Way too old. Studies like randomized surveys are out of date after 5 years because culture can change quickly. The second issue is that this page cites no sources, which means I don't know any of the specific definitions of the information here. So effectively, this is an opinion piece, not scientific data. In fact, this page is so old that half the links are broken. Seriously, fire the person who did this research. Then in this section here, the article tries to conflate trying to lose weight with symptoms of anorexia. If you're tired, depressed, cold, and dizzy, then you're probably cutting way too many calories. Or you're addicted to sugar like most people, and you're experiencing withdrawal from skipping dessert and not drinking like 3 liters of soda and orange juice every day. It will take around 10 days for that to go away. Deal with the sugar withdrawal. Don't cut more than 500 calories below your maintenance per day. Learn how to cook and portion meals properly, and you'll be fine. Let's get back to Alyssa's video.
Teenagers should be focused on getting good grades, hanging out with their friends, and seeing the typically shiny every woman, not counting calories.
I disagree. If they're obese, then they should be counting calories, learning how to eat healthier, and not buying booby snacks. It's also kind of disingenuous framing to show animations of teens who are at thin, attractive weight, and use that to suggest that kids who do have weight problems like obesity should be focusing on yet another low-risk, unoriginal Hollywood movie about a candy company instead of trying to fix their health issues. So it's kind of ironic that a video about fat acceptance almost exclusively features thin people. Why did you choose to do that? Are you trying to erase fat people from existence? Put an anime parody of Choji here instead of Sasuke, or you're a bigot. But at this point, it becomes very apparent that Alyssa doesn't really know much about health or fitness and is not really qualified to give advice on this topic.
Why are kids so body conscious? Why are they getting bullied? Who is teaching them this? Well, we all are, whether we realize it or not. It's called diet culture.
We're all collectively responsible. First of all, you say that while showing a picture of a frappuccino, which is a fake coffee drink that was essentially created by Starbucks. For all the people who don't know this because they can't cook, a vanilla frap at Starbucks literally has all the same ingredients as vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, the coffee is it's just like so sweet. It hardly tastes like So these are both really milkshakes. I mean, they don't taste bad, but I don't like coffee. No, this has over 50 grams of sugar.
To be clear, that's 50 grams of added sugar, which translates to 200 calories of processed sugar that was added to the drink. There's nothing healthy about that, and I'm so glad that I'm the only one who noticed that a frappuccino is essentially a dessert and not coffee, because it drives me insane to see people say that they're trying to lose weight, followed by them starting their morning off by drinking a 380-calorie scoop of ice cream.
I used to work at Starbucks, and I made 5% coffee.
She also wrote gluten-free on this animation. I hate to break it to you, but most of the Starbucks wraps are gluten-free. Gluten-free is not able to put you in a calorie deficit. Ice cream is gluten-free. Coca-Cola is gluten-free. Lay's potato chips are gluten-free. This is like claiming Oreos are healthy because they're vegan. Are people this easy to trick? If you want to know what's healthy, then you actually need to read the ingredients list, not the marketing information on the front of the package.
According to self-doctrine, diet culture is an entire belief system that associates food with morality and fitness with goodness, and is rooted in the very colonial belief that every individual has full control and responsibility over their health. No, that is woke propaganda.
Oh god, please someone tell this girl that quoting the magazine article is not research? Stop acting like it is. That's like saying, according to my friend Rachel, dieting is bad. I know this metaphor sounds stupid, but if you actually read some of the references that woke people cite, like Robin DiAngelo's Wife for Jody, they are full of, according to a friend of mine, style arguments. That's not science, that's just someone's opinion. Also, what's with these animations? Is she really trying to use this to suggest that ice cream should be considered just as healthy as an apple? Personally, I think sugary fruits like apples, bananas, and berries are way overrated in how healthy people think they are, because they are great at causing acid reflux. But certainly, an apple is better for you than a cup of sugar and cream on a processed white flour cone, especially if you're talking about weight loss. Now, Alyssa yet again did not cite her source properly for the definition of diet culture, but I was able to find it anyway. Diet culture isn't just about smoothies and food tracking apps, and it doesn't only harm people who diet. It's written by Christine Byrne, and it says, even the young teenagers I work with in my nutrition practice use the term diet culture. They talk about how their parents don't keep certain foods in the house, their friend is trying to lose weight, or their coach told them to avoid sugar because, you know, diet culture. Please, Christine, tell me how keeping junk food out of the house and avoiding processed sugar is problematic. Or maybe get some advice on how to eat healthy? Nope, she just says you're a racist and you think being thin is good. Oh no, not again. The line that Alyssa quoted from this article links to another article from Self.com that is just a personal anecdote of a colleague of hers who goes by Aubrey Gordon. Then in Aubrey's article, she says what looks like another opinion piece as proof of her argument. Do any of these people use actual science to form their beliefs? Looking at Alyssa's second animation, things get worse. Not only does she start off by saying that we're all collectively responsible for dishonest marketing from fast food companies, but now she draws a picture of an overweight person and captioned it. Also runs marathons often. How? Marathons burn a ton of calories. How much are you eating per day to be a marathon runner and still be overweight? Cardio burns the most calories of any exercise. Take it from this video here where they did a calorie burning challenge to see who could lose weight the fastest. Listen to how many calories this guy burned doing cardio.
My coach, I'm going to be playing basketball. I'm going to do some shots, do some training, maybe one on one.
Note that 1 hour is about 1/4 the marathon finish time of an average runner. And keep in mind that you have to train for marathons too. So the idea that this person does athlete levels of exercise and still has weight problems is ridiculous. Or she eats like 5,000 calories a day. Oh wait, there actually are obese marathon runners. 3 marathoners who are breaking stereotypes about what runners look like. We got Latoya Shante Snow. Let's check her finish time, and it's 9 hours. That's not marathon running, that's marathon walking. I have very little conditioning when it comes to running, and I'm certain I can walk a marathon faster than 9 hours and 20 minutes. How about the others? Reagan Chastain, 10 hours. Martinez Evans, 7 hours. Not great finish times, but again, these people would have to eat massive amounts of food to maintain their weight with that much exercise. Anyway, now that all the generic fat acceptance stuff is over, let's focus on Alyssa's personal beef with her weight, starting out with an experience of hers at an award show.
At the end of 2022, I was nominated for a Streaming Award in the animation category. So I got to walk the Streaming red carpet and attend the award ceremony, which was a blast. But when the photos came out, I felt that oh so familiar lava flow shame consumed me. I hated how wide my legs were when I posed. I hated that squishy part under my chin that stuck out when I smiled. But most of all, I hated the way I looked because I knew I was the heaviest weight I had ever been in my entire life.
Alyssa talks down about her appearance a lot in her videos. This is despite having decent features like strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes, and vibrant skin. She could easily be considered attractive by most people if she just stopped wearing those grandma glasses, picks better clothes, learned how to style her hair instead of always leaving it flat to her head with maximum forehead showing, and watch some makeup tutorials. Now it's kind of hard to see what she's talking about when it comes to the dress, so let's Google an actual photo of that dress, and holy shit, that is bad. Why did she think this would look good? Whoever animated this scene did not do that dress justice. The purpose of good fashion is to highlight your good features and downplay your bad features. You do this by using different shapes and colors to draw people's attention towards what you want them to look at. If my upper body looks better than my lower body, I can easily draw attention to my upper body by wearing brighter colors on top and darker colors on my legs. Side note, if you're trying to lose weight and for some reason you insist on keeping junk food around, then you can pretty heavily reduce how much you eat of it by merely keeping it out of eyesight. With that said, Alyssa gave us 2 things that she didn't want people to focus on. One was her weight and the other was her legs. Well, all that weird stuff going on in the middle of her dress immediately caused me to focus on her stomach, and the overall design of the dress ends up making her look bigger than she actually is. Second, while you can't see it well in the picture, the animation shows the dress has a ring in it, which brings attention to the legs. Last, if you look closely, you can see the dress is see-through. Why would you pick a see-through dress with an opening in it if you don't want people to focus on your legs? I mean, this whole outfit causes people to laser focus on things she doesn't want them looking at, and it appears that there's no intention behind why she's wearing that dress. It looks like she picked something out that she randomly thought was interesting and creative, without asking, would this actually look good on me? How do you draw people for a living but don't know fashion? This girl has millions of followers, yet if you saw her out in public, you'd be afraid that she's about to pester you for spare change. She has the fashion sense and physical self-awareness of Abby Shapiro. Instead of wallowing in depression about how you look on camera with an unflattering angle, an unflattering pose, and a bad outfit, why not work on the things that are causing you insecurity? Well, the good news is that Alyssa actually does do that and tries to improve her appearance with diet and exercise.
So what did I do as a young woman who wasn't confident in her body? I started dieting. I found a gym, I found a personal trainer, and I got to work. And after a month of working out for 3 days a week, 45 minutes at a time, doing cardio, abs, arms, legs, as well as going to cycling and or yoga class once a week for an hour, I lost 0 pounds. How? I was doing everything right. Calories in, calories out, more greens, less takeout, gym membership, personal trainer.
I will say that if you're making lifestyle changes to be more in shape, you might not make much progress your first month because you're just being introduced to fitness and healthy eating, and it takes time to build the correct habits that will lead you to what you want. That being said, not all personal trainers are created the same. Personal training has a really high turnover rate because it's primarily a sales job, and because it's a sales job, most personal trainers are new and they suck. This trainer is all over the place with the exercise recommendations that she's giving Alyssa. She's like wasting time lifting 2-pound weights, then doing yoga, then a rowing machine, then a leg press, all without enough weekly time dedicated to each activity to build proficiency. Alyssa, did she specifically sit you down and ask you what you wanted? That's what a good trainer is supposed to do. Considering that all we've heard from you is that you want to lose weight, doing a bunch of random exercises for 45 minutes 3 times a week, particularly low weight resistance training, isn't the best way of achieving that. It sounds like she was selling you a program that you didn't need just so she could have a paying client. Because in reality, cardio is the most efficient way to burn calories. So simply taking a 1-hour cycle class or a 1-hour Zumba class 4 to 6 times a week would have been much better for weight loss. Honestly, I think personal trainers are a giant waste of money if you're just looking to lose weight as an average person. Trainers should largely be reserved for people who want to learn how to bodybuild, treat chronic pain, and for people who want to learn conditioning exercises and help them get better at a sport they're doing. Well, for that last one, a physical therapist or a certified strength and conditioning coach would be a much better option.
This made no sense. Unless maybe I just wasn't working well enough. But my personal trainer assured me that I was doing great. I might not have seen the scale move or felt like my clothes fit better, but from her perspective, she noticed an improvement in my posture. She saw my energy and endurance increase too. Even the way I talked about life, I was noticeably less stressed. And although I did agree with her, my back wasn't hurting as much, I was getting better sleep.
I will agree that Alyssa's posture is horrendous, so any improvement in that is good. I think she should consider investing in some ergonomic gear to help her sit up straight when she draws, and spend some time practicing her standing posture. Posture like this is going to cause you a lot of problems when you hit 30, if it hasn't already. Less back pain is great too, but to be honest, your trainer probably just said this stuff because she failed to help you achieve your goals, goals, which might cause you to not buy any more training, and she doesn't want to lose her job. So these improvements are great, but since they're not what you actually went to the trainer for, I don't consider them a success. Ideally, you go there to lose weight, and then as a side benefit, you get better posture and physical fitness.
I told her thank you for the reassurance, but I still didn't like how I looked, and I was scared of her look. But she assured me I just needed to keep at it and have faith in myself.
Yeah, this just sounds like you're clearly communicating that you did not get what you paid for. And the goal of, I want to lose any amount of weight, is not unachievable, even for the first month. So it's really on your trainer for failing to guide you to that. I understand that I said that you may not make strong improvements in the direction that you want the first month, but the reason that you pay a trainer is so that results are more of a guarantee. Again, this is a failure on the trainer's end.
And besides, it had only been a month. Surely soon I'd know. 2 months of diet and exercise, no change on the scale. And I had worked my way up to jogging a mile easily on the treadmill, doing crunches and sit-ups for a minute straight. I was even starting to match my personal trainer's strength, and we worked out side by side. And she told me to keep at it, don't look at the scale, just focus on how working out makes you feel, not how it makes you look.
But you went to the gym to look better. Your trainer isn't validating your initial wants to distract you from her failure. When did Alyssa say that she wanted higher physical fitness? All we heard from her was, I want to lose weight to look better. I can understand if there's no weight loss after a month, but 2 months of you're paying a professional is ridiculous. And you should be able to get all the fitness benefits she achieved while losing weight. So either Alyssa is getting bad advice, or she's a client who is not willing to put in the effort to change her diet. Also, the fact that Alyssa was able to match her personal trainer's level of strength so quickly is kind of a red flag because it suggests that her trainer doesn't work out that much. That's not too uncommon. I worked in the fitness industry for years, and a lot of people who train clients are out of shape. I don't think Alyssa's trainer is actually worth what she's spending.
Out of nowhere, I started getting fainting spells. 5 reps in, my head would get light, and the room would start spinning. My muscles would fail on me, my eyes would unfocus, and the dizziness would take over even when I was just walking on the treadmill as a warm-up.
I might be wrong, but Alyssa seems to imply that she was having these problems because of eating too little. The problem with that line of thinking is that a lot of things can cause lightheadedness during a workout, and I doubt that lack of food is the issue because she said that she hasn't lost any weight. She previously was gaining strength, and those things won't happen if you eat too little. So unless you vastly decrease her calorie intake to like under 1200 calories a day, it's probably not the food. Now Alyssa does go on to say that she did the responsible thing, which was to check in with her doctor to see if there was anything wrong with like her hormones or her heart. They found nothing, which sounds bad, but the good thing about checking stuff out and finding nothing is that it rules out what might be wrong with you. Considering that nothing was found to be medically wrong, and I'm assuming that her doctor advised her to not do intense exercise during her period, there's probably some lifestyle thing that she's doing that's causing the dizziness, like poor sleep, poor electrolyte balance, light sensitivity, and allergies. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, drink some coconut water or an electrolyte supplement, wear blue light filter glasses, and see an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Now, in my opinion, though, you can take this with a grain of salt because I'm not a healthcare professional, but in my opinion, I think it's most likely to be allergies. Stuff like nasal allergies and sinus issues will make you tired and lightheaded all the time. Alyssa emits a lot of weed references in her videos, and I mean a lot. She lives in California, it's legal there, weed is a flower, and yes, you can be allergic to it. If that's something you partake in, then consider taking a break for a month and see what happens. Outside of that, as someone who has faced some pretty mentally debilitating allergies in the past, I will say, change your AC/heater filter in your house or apartment every month with an FPR10 filter or a RED13 filter. Invest in some air purifiers, and if you're using a humidifier, you need to clean and maintenance those things daily, or they will spread mold everywhere. So that's my opinion. Alyssa has complained about having lots of health issues in the past, and many common health issues can be fixed by changing your daily habits.
So, my personal trainer and I scaled back the intensity of the workouts, and we did exercises that didn't require too much up and down. But then 3 months of diet and exercise, and still no change on the scale. It was so frustrating. My personal trainer asked if I was eating enough and drinking enough water, and I promised her I was. I left those unhealthy, restrictive eating habits in middle school. I was even consulting a dietitian and following a very strict and honestly triggered meal plan, but I'm still not losing any weight.
Okay, so now I'm suspicious. Either you have a terrible personal trainer and a terrible dietitian, or you aren't actually following the diet and putting yourself in a calorie deficit. Considering all the good stuff from the Self.com article from her video that I went over earlier, I wouldn't rule out that her dietitian is incompetent. But there's no way you stayed on a calorie-restricted diet for 3 months and did not lose weight. Now, people who are bad at weight loss tend to be terrible at assessing the impact of what they're eating and how many calories are in their food. So now I have to do some investigating to find out what Alyssa's eating habits are. After scrolling down through her community tab, the only thing I was able to see her eat was ice cream. Strike one. In fact, I've only ever really seen her show herself with processed junk food. Here's her with McDonald's, we had a Frappuccino/adult milkshake after milk. Here's a picture of her grabbing Frosted Flakes. Newsflash, cereal is not healthy. Next, at the end of the weight loss video, she shows this picture of a shopping cart full of what I assume she thinks is reasonably healthy food. We have a giant piece of bread, sour cream and onion potato chips, processed meat, canned tuna, and more sugary cereal, tricks, and Frosted Flakes again. Does she know that most of this is junk food and eating stuff like this will make it much harder for her to lose weight? The last red flag I found was here.
So, I have acid reflux. The acid in my stomach lets me revert and bleed my esophagus, and thus my tummy makes weird noises sometimes.
So in my opinion, Western medicine seems to have completely failed to effectively treat acid reflux or chronic acid reflux. None of the interventions for it seem to actually work. The surgery for it is super invasive, and the stated cause is a genetically loose opening in your stomach that allows acid to leak out. In my conspiracy theory style opinion, I think that's all BS, and acid reflux is actually caused by a fungus called candida. What causes candida to grow? Sugar, alcohol, and coffee. If she has acid reflux or chronic heartburn, then it's pretty much a guarantee that she eats a lot of unhealthy food or has high-calorie habits like alcohol consumption. I'm not going to spend 10 minutes talking about it, but if you have acid reflux, then on screen, I have posted what I and many others have done to get rid of it. Of course, talk to your doctor, but basically you treat yourself for candida overgrowth. Anyway, the point is that I don't think Alyssa eats healthy at all, and that's the big reason why she isn't losing weight. I think the restrictive and triggering diet her dietitian provided was probably something like gluten-free or one of those fad diets you can still eat a bunch of unhealthy food on, not something that's actually calorie restrictive.
So, we continued the workouts, and I just had to hope for the best. But 4 months into diet and exercise, there was still no change on the scale, and it made me feel like such a failure. Come on, Illy. You need to be patient. Losing weight is a lifestyle change. You have to be serious and committed to it if you really want to lose weight. And you probably weren't losing weight because you weren't doing a high-intensity interval training. No, she needs to be doing strength training if she wants to lose weight. No, she needs to eat more protein to lose weight. No.
Okay, it's really simple, Alyssa. Stop eating junk food. If you had genuinely been trying to lose weight for 4 months and you still hadn't made any progress, that's food addiction and cheating on her diet. She didn't have that much weight to lose in the first place, and she should have easily been able to complete her weight loss journey at 4 months. Now, I know all the haters in the chat will be like, see, I went to a doctor, I hired a personal trainer, I went to a dietitian, I did everything right. Except you went to a personal trainer who obviously has no idea how to condition someone for weight loss, and considering that the article that you referenced from Self.com was written by by a dietitian who was in favor of intuitive eating, your dietitian was likely also not qualified to teach you how to lose weight. Intuitive eating is good for anorexics, not people who are trying to lose weight with a healthy, small, daily caloric deficit. Though Alyssa never actually says what her diet was, she just said it was triggering. Why be so brief? Why not tell people exactly what you ate? It couldn't be that triggering because the only examples that you ever show are junk food. So I don't believe you actually gave this one a shot. I think you half-assed it, are hiding behind me. I've talked to the professionals, and are using genetics as an excuse when you have years of history on Instagram of thin pictures of you. What magically changed about your genetics in the past year and a half that made it impossible for you to be thin?
Maybe there's a different way I should be doing this. Or maybe, just maybe, this was proof that all the workouts I was doing was enough. Maybe this was proof that all my body really needed was a little more stretching, a little more strength, and a nice walk every now and then to make me feel better. And maybe, as weird as it may sound, maybe this was proof that my body and other people's bodies don't need to be less fat to be considered healthy.
I love how she completely shifts the goalposts at the end of the video. Your stated goal wasn't health at the beginning. You said you didn't like how you looked and it was a really bad fashion choice of a dress, and you wanted to be thinner. Absolutely nothing was said about health. This is all coached because you didn't achieve your goal. And I don't get why saying that you want to be attractive is some sort of high immoral crime.
I work out to get strong, I work out to get healthier, but I can lie if I said that I didn't want to lose, that I lose body fat, my face will just look like a mess. These are things I feel I do not like the way my body looks, and that's not, their other things aren't necessarily healthy, but also they aren't the main reason I do this stuff. There's certain other treatment things.
Why do these people have to pretend? I don't want to look good. That's just a bonus. Wanting to look good is an unhealthy mindset. Bullshit. There's a difference between desiring to optimize the stuff that you can change and hyper-focusing on genetic factors that you can't. Wanting to lose weight to look better is good, as long as you aren't underweight, and having a meltdown because you don't like the shape of your ears or whatever, it's not healthy. You don't have to morally grandstand by saying, I'm more refined because I don't care about my appearance, I care about my health. Well, I hate to break it to you, but attractiveness and good health are often highly related, and I'm not just talking about weight. Bad posture is unattractive and bad for you. Mouth breathing is unattractive and unhealthy. Clearly, Alyssa and these people do care about their appearance, and it's not vain or low class to want to look good. People should aspire to be as attractive as they can be, instead of moralizing your failures as a good thing. Because actually, I'm a better person than someone who's able to lose weight successfully, because I care more about personality. You're just saying that because you failed. You're just as superficial as everyone else, which is why you wanted to lose weight in the first place, and this is all coached.
We've been told our entire lives that you can't be healthy if you're fat. Yet, here I am, the heaviest I've ever been my entire life, but also the healthiest I've ever been, according to multiple doctors. Since around this time, I revisited a podcast I haven't listened to in a while. The show is called Maintenance Phase, and it's hosted by Robert Gordon and Mike Hobbs. Each episode, they go over diet trends and fads, the history, the myths, the biases. They have really helped me to consider what it means to be healthy.
Wow, this is a very misleading animation. Note that she began this segment with, it's not unhealthy to be overweight. While that technically might be true in terms of all-cause mortality, being a few pounds overweight will most likely not end your life early. But this specific animation is completely inaccurate. The girl on the left is named Aubrey Gordon, and if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, remember this opinion piece that I showed earlier that was cited as evidence in the South.com article that Alyssa used? Well, this girl on the left wrote that article. Small world. But in this animation, she's depicted as a little overweight, when in reality, this is what she actually looks like. Who animates this stuff? She's maybe like 160 to 170 pounds in this animation. A little fat. However, in real life, she's like over 300 pounds. I really have trouble believing that Alyssa is trying to be honest about her dieting, when she wildly misrepresents Aubrey to make her look vastly thinner than she actually is. This is like the Anil Sarkeesian animation all over again, but much less accurate of a representation. More good news, because of Alyssa's recommendation, I watched an episode of Maintenance Phase, and despite that being politically aligned with Alyssa, actually maybe closer to the radical left than Alyssa is, even they will say that being morbidly obese like Aubrey is unhealthy.
If you look at the raw numbers, it's true that very fat people have a shorter lifespan than thin people. It's complicated for the lower weights, and there's a lot of scientific debate about sort of when that association is in and look into it, but that correlation, that statement that very fat people are more likely to get heart disease and diabetes and everything you read about in the articles, that's never really been debated.
It absolutely has been debated. Do you know who debated it? Your morbidly obese co-host said that people are wrong for assuming that she's unhealthy in the article that I showed at the start of the video. And many creators, such as Noah Samson, often say that morbidly obese people can be healthy. But imagine that. Being obese is not good for you. The research is so clear on that that even they have to admit that if they want to maintain their branding as a podcast that is good at research. Alright, let's see Alyssa's final piece of advice.
A carrot isn't an inherent real food, while chocolate is an inherent bad food. Food is just food. No matter how many calories, carbs, sugars, you should feel free to eat whatever food you want to without beating yourself up about it.
I'm done. That was such terrible advice. I don't know how this video could be considered as anything other than enabling food addicts to not fix their health. She basically just said, I tried to lose weight to look more attractive, and I gave up because I couldn't figure it out. So you should give up too and gaslight yourself about what your actual goal was. Thanks, Alyssa. You're really improving the world. You know what's great about this advice? Because you conflated being overweight with extreme obesity, so you can say that both are healthy. What's going to happen is that people who watch this video that are 300 pounds are going to say, see, Alyssa is fine with being overweight, I don't have to change either. And then they'll lead themselves into an early grave. Somebody criticism of this malicious insurance from me when the ending message of your video was effectively, if you can't stop doing drugs, then drugs are bad, and you should take whatever drugs you want and as many drugs as you want. Keep in mind that Alyssa's videos are clearly targeted at children based on the style of animation and the references and jokes she makes. I will say that my opinion of Alyssa was far more favorable, specifically until I saw that last clip. That being said, a book I've been reading recently is called Influence by Robert Cialdini, who is a psychologist at Arizona State University. The book is about what behaviors get people to comply with your request. How do you influence a person to buy a car? How can you convince someone to do you a favor, volunteer for charity, or maybe get a cancer screening? Well, there are tons of psychological tricks that people aren't consciously aware of that good influencers employ that get people to comply with a request or absorb an ideology. The best chapter and the most effective compliance tool in the book is social proof. An example of social proof would be, if you're trying to sell a cell phone to a customer, saying something something like, most of our customers prefer this phone, and I just sold one to someone like you an hour ago. Will cause people to buy from you more frequently, as opposed to talking about all the good features that the phone has. To a large extent, everybody does things because other people are doing them. Using social proof works very well to get people to comply with what you want. Knowing that is important if you're an influencer, and on the positive end, it can be used to decrease things like that. Dr. Cialdini talks about how the Petrified National Forest Park in Arizona had a problem with people stealing fossils from the park. Initially, when they tried to prevent that, they made a social proofing mistake by putting up a sign that had a sentiment of, a lot of people steal fossils from the park, please don't steal. This sign actually caused them to rise because it gave that social proof by insisting that it was normal. Because of this, Dr. Cialdini did an experiment to see if different types of signs produce less theft in the park. He talks about it here.
My colleagues and I conducted an experiment at the Petrified Forest National Park, where on average, 2.95% of visitors per day engaged in fossil forests. We altered a pair of signs in the high-theft areas of the park. Our first type of sign urged visitors not to take wood, while depicting a scene showing 3 thieves in action. It nearly tripled theft to 7.92%. Our other sign also urged visitors not to take wood, but contrary to the counterproductive social proof message, it communicated that few people steal from the park by depicting a lone thief. This sign, which marginalized thievery rather than normalizing it, reduced larceny to 1.67%. Other studies have documented the unintended negative consequences of trying to move people away from a detrimental action by lamenting its fruits. After an education program in which several young women described their eating disorders, participants came to show increased disorder symptoms themselves. After a suicide prevention program informing New Jersey teenagers of the alarming number of adolescents who take their own lives, participants became more likely to see suicide as a potential solution to their own problem. In short, persuasive communication should avoid employing information that can normalize undesirable conduct.
Before reading this book, my stance on fat acceptance normalizing obesity was that there isn't strong evidence that it encourages people to be fat. However, I do have evidence that it discourages obese people from moving towards a healthier weight, and that was explained in detail in the Noah Samson video. Then after reading this book, I now completely believe that fat acceptance encourages people to be morbidly obese through social proofing, and is a significant contributing factor to societal weight problems that Western countries are facing. Of course, I'm not the only one who believes that social proofing is effective. Obviously, fat acceptance advocates and people like Alyssa believe in social proofing, because a ton of their arguments are based on social proof, not data. I don't like dieting, so I'm going to reference a Stop.com article of a person who agrees with me named Kristen Byrne, who references an Aubrey Gordon source merely because she agrees with her, and Aubrey Gordon references an opinion piece from a scientific journal that was published over 40 years ago. So not only does she have social proof, but she can appeal to authority. Was anyone here actually convinced by facts and logic? No, they were convinced by influencing technique. Like I said, there are people out there like Robin DiAngelo who have gotten rich because of their research ability, but in reality, all of her arguments are just social proofing techniques. So stop gaslighting everyone by saying fat acceptance and normalizing obesity is not having an effect on society. Fat acceptance isn't helping people. It's just confusing people on what's healthy, so they think that this person who is 5 minutes away from a heart attack is just as healthy as this person if she walks on a treadmill for a few minutes a day. Exercise is not going to make you healthy if your diet is full of junk food and crap. Now, on a personal level, of course, social proofing is important. That's why you should be careful about the types of people that you surround yourself with, because you are the average of the people that you see on a regular basis, especially when it comes to addiction. One of the most difficult parts of overcoming something like obesity is that you might have to find new friends and get rid of the old ones, because the old ones will pull you back into your old behaviors, whether they are aware that they're doing it or not. The biggest benefit of being aware of influencing techniques is that the knowledge of their existence can not only help you spread positive changes in people more effectively, but also this knowledge can be used to protect you from being influenced by those with malicious intent. Anyway, thanks for watching, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video.